Okay, everybody, welcome to the Week 12 Trash Mouth podcast show of the Trash Mouth Fantasy Football League. Unfortunately, Bulldogs couldn't make the podcast, but he did have an impressive 70-point production, spoiling the End Zone Freaks division title hopes, and he was very happy about that, with big production from Brady and Romo on Thanksgiving Day, the sixth highest point total on Thanksgiving Day in history. Moving on to the six shooters. Wins by 1 point over the Comac Crush, 65-64, in a very close game. And he wins the East Division, his ninth division title. Nine-time division champion. And he's only 29 points from tying the total points record set by the Freaks in 2000. An impressive season so far from Sal, with his balanced attack from top to bottom, getting 2 touchdowns on Thanksgiving Day from the Pats. Breeze with 3. Doug Martin in the roster move that the Crush gave away in midseason. That's helping Sal solidify his team. And Sal is on his way. So, who knows? The Psychos ends a 4-game losing streak, coming back last night, defeating the Whoop A Inc. 55-43. Cam Newton 4 touchdowns. And the Psychos ended his little bit of a slump there. But unfortunately, he's a little bit too late for that. And Whoop A Inc. is going through a massive winless streak, 0-7-1. It's the second longest winless streak in Trash Mouth Fantasy Football history, and he'll try to end that slump this week against the Comac Crush. Bengali Bombers also comes back on Sunday Night Football with a touchdown from Rogers and a couple of points from Tynes. Gets a comeback victory against G-Men, and the Bengali Bombers, believe it or not, folks, can win the West Division with a victory. It would become the first time ever a GM started 0-3 and comes back to win the division. It's never happened in the history of this league. So the Bombers could do it. He's playing the Freaks team that's a little bit injured at running back. Forte's injured. McCoy's got a concussion. So the Freaks are a little bit short-handed, but he still has a potent lineup with his great receivers and his 2 solid quarterbacks. So that's your Week 12 recap. So this week is going to be very interesting. The Bengali Bombers play the Freaks for the Western Division title. As you remember, last year was the same situation, and the Bengali Bombers defeated the End Zone Freaks to win the West Division last season. So these two guys have battled on the final week to decide the division title. They also battled in 07. Doug won that one in a tie. So it's going to be very interesting. Both quarterbacks, both GMs have good matchups with their quarterbacks. Slight edge to Duvall because of his running backs are more healthy. But it should be interesting to see what happens this weekend as the Western Division title will be decided. And that's what we have so far on your Week 12 Trash Mouth Fantasy Football podcast. Very exciting Week 13 coming up. And we also have the playoffs coming up. And we look forward to that. Okay, so that wraps it up for the Trash Mouth Fantasy Football podcast show, your Week 12 edition. And thank you very much for listening in.